Today on the podcast, I have three very special guests. I interview my stepsons. They are very supportive and have talked about coming on before, so I decided to ask a few questions and get some answers. The audio quality of this episode isn't the best, but I hope you enjoy it still. What's up, losers? I am Luke, and this is Luke Loses. Remember, we're losing the weight, we're losing the unhealthy lifestyle, and we're losing the negative image we have for ourselves. Also, I have no fitness or nutrition education. Everything I talk about here is from asking people questions, searching the internet, and my own personal experiences. Don't forget to check out my website, www.lukelosespodcast.com. And you can also give me a call on the loser line for tips, topic ideas, concerns, whatever's on your mind. Feel free to call. That number is 323-920-LUKE or 5853. If you love the music you're hearing right now, it is by Jake Simmons and the Little Ghosts. Check them out. All their links will be in the description of this episode. You can find them at Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. You can go over to bandcamp.com and buy all their records, including vinyl. I do apologize. The audio quality of this episode isn't the best. We were using one microphone, passing it back and forth as we were talking. So you will hear some of the springs in my microphone stand and a little click or pop. I do apologize for that. But it's still a fun episode. I talked to Jack, my oldest, about what he dealt with my obesity, if my weight affected anything that we did, and what kind of things he's seen me struggle with. The younger ones, they got some fun questions, tips on weight loss, and your favorite thing to do with me exercising. So let's just jump right into it. All right, so today I have a very special guest. I am interviewing my stepson. Jack, why don't you introduce yourself, bud?
Hello, my name is Jack. I'm 13 in the 8th grade.
I appreciate you coming on, and I wanted to bring you on the show so I could, get your side of my weight loss journey. These questions that I ask you, I want you to be completely honest, and if you don't feel comfortable answering them, that's fine. When I ask you these questions, I'm not asking you about people in general. I want it to be your opinion and your thought about me. You know that we don't treat anybody different, or we don't form opinions of somebody before we get to know them. We treat everybody with the same amount of respect that we want. You know that, right?
We shouldn't judge people.
Right. I've been in your life for, I think, close to 7 years now. It's in that area. And I became your stepdad a year and a half ago. Like, officially became, your mom and I got married. I think it was November of 2019 is when we got married. I think. I'm not sure about the year. So the questions that I want to bring up, like I said, there are no wrong answers. And if you don't feel like answering them, just say pass, or I don't want to talk about that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. My first question is, what are your thoughts on how big I was? Like, what did you think of me being 422 pounds?
I did see downsides, such as not getting around a lot or not really leaving the living room to do much with us. But otherwise, it wasn't a huge problem, besides for small outside activities.
So you didn't have a problem with me being as big as I was? It was it just got in the way?
Yeah, it just got in the way of like small physical activities, or going outside was a main one. So that's why the boys were kind of always pretty rowdy, or I used to go outside a lot.
Yeah, your brothers are definitely a rowdy bunch. They've got a lot of energy. It is nice that I'm losing the weight so I can at least try to keep up with them. So as for me being that big, Did you notice any struggles or anything that I really had a problem with? Anything at all? Was there anything that I couldn't do or I had a hard time doing because of my weight or because of my size in general?
One of them is probably just like you getting up and sitting down a lot now compared to back then. That you definitely find it easier and do it a lot more. Lots of sitting in a chair and video games and stuff.
So you kind of already touched on this, but what kinds of things do you think my weight or my size affected? Like, do you think it prevented us from doing things or stopped us from being able to go do certain things?
Yeah, like it wouldn't let us like go fishing right outside to the river, walking over to your mom's house, or simple small stuff like that. That's just a small bit of cardio.
It goes with like the being lazy. Like I didn't do a whole lot like what you're saying. I wanted to just sit there and, like you said, play video games or watch TV or lay on the couch. I wasn't really trying to be active. I was just bleh, right? Like I didn't want to do a whole lot of anything. So now with me being down 60 pounds and I'm working on being a better person all around. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband to your mom. I want to be just a better person, all around better person. Do you see the changes or any of the differences since I've been trying to do these things?
Yeah, you've slimmed down a lot more. You're definitely, I don't know if you want to say challenged to do more things. Like you feel like you want to do more than, sit inside all day, do nothing, and like you're excited to do things almost. Make us do a lot more things.
That's one of the things that I'm most happy about with me trying to get healthy is the more things that we can do together. Like I've got a lot of plans for things to do in the future, and I'm really excited to do them. Get you out of bed and get you out of the house and, have fun, do things together, right? Go fishing, camping, whatever the case may be. I'm excited and I can't wait to do those things. This is kind of like questions about you. How important is like a healthy lifestyle to you? Do you feel like it's something that you're interested in right now, or are you just not worried about it? I mean, you're still really young.
I mean, it's in the back of my brain. Like, I know it's there. Being healthy is definitely good, which I've been definitely working on. Like, right before I go to bed, I'll do, like, 10 minutes of lifting some weights or 20 push-ups and just trying to stay on top of things. I don't want to get huge and then not be able to do things.
Yeah, it's definitely good to understand that and know, because when I was your age, I didn't even really think about it at all. I just wanted to eat and play video games. It's really good that you do that, like you do the push-ups and you do the little bit of the weightlifting, because that's a start. And when you get into high school, you're going to be able to have access to that weight room, which can be amazing for you, especially at that young age. When I was in school, my school didn't have a weight room, so it really wasn't an option for me. I think you'll really enjoy it. I know you and I went to the gym a couple times together and, did cardio and a little bit of lifting, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, I remember lifting the weights and like that. You would move on to the next one after like a few minutes or something, or the treadmills and the bikes and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Were you sore from doing that?
Sometimes, not most of the time though. I didn't dramatically push myself.
I remember when we first went and I got on the elliptical. Do you remember what the elliptical is? It's that one machine where it's kind of like you're stepping and you're moving your arms back and forth. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it's almost like a power step thing. These big, long, like steps every time, and your arms back and forth for a while.
I remember when we first did that, you got off the machine, you were awfully wobbly. Like your knees weren't underneath you, right? Remember?
Yeah, it was the first time I did an actual workout thing besides running or jumping and stuff in like PE class and whatnot.
You've been doing a lot more moving or activities, physical activities, like this was your first year of wrestling. It was cool. Like you called me and you told me that you had a surprise for Mom and I. And when we picked you up, we were like, well, what's your surprise? And you pulled out that paper and said, I signed up for wrestling. Did you enjoy doing that?
Definitely. I'm almost a little happy that it didn't go into like big leagues and stuff because, yeah, I don't know. I get stage fright and I feel like that messed with me real bad. So.
It was pretty cool that you got to whoop on some of those boys, isn't it?
I think it was like 2-6 or 3-5.
Yeah, you got 2 wins in one night, and your first one was like within seconds. You got that pin, which was awesome. I remember calling your mom or sending her pictures and text messages. I was just so happy. I don't care if you won or not. It was just an awesome feeling being able to cheer on my boy. And it was just a whole new experience that I have never got to have. So it was really cool watching you, and I really enjoyed it. The last question that I have for you would be if we could go back in time and you could tell me something, like anything in the world, if you had a problem with my weight or if I was embarrassing because of my size, because that's one of my fears is I worried that I embarrassed you guys because I was so big. If we could go back and you could tell me something or give me advice or just talk to me, is there anything that you would say that you would want me to do different?
Well, I'd probably mention if I could come back, like if I could go back in the past, that if you were to do these few things for this amount of, like X amount of time, that it would change your life and make it better for everyone else, including yourself, along with families and friends, making them all happy too. And, yeah.
I don't know if anybody could hear it. Our cat Whiskey, it's his birthday, and he's rubbing himself on our feet and meowing at us. So Jack was just laughing at that. No, I really like that. That's an awesome way to look at it because, like I said in the beginning, I've been in your life and you've been in my life for 7 years. How much of that was wasted by sitting on the couch or watching TV or playing video games? There's so much that I want to make up for the time that I lost. And I look forward to being able to do so much more with you and your brothers and your mom that I was not able to do back then. So, well, that's all the questions I got for you. I really appreciate you coming on. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like this might help some other people get a point of view from their child so they can really see some things that the kids are thinking that us as a parent don't really know or don't really see. Thank you again for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so that was Jackie Boy. Jackie Boy came on, and I've got another special guest. This is my stepson, Wyatt. Wyatt Wigglesworth. Why don't you introduce yourself, buddy?
My name is Wyatt, and I am giving my stepdad, Luke, some tips on losing weight.
Yeah. Well, first, tell him how old you are and what grade you're in.
I am in 3rd grade. I am 8 next.
Yep, next month.
Next month, I will be 9. And maybe even in 4th grade.
Are you excited?
Yes, I am.
What do you want for your birthday?
Probably just some kind of Nerf gun or like a little set of Nerf.
Yeah, we can get a awesome battle going. But we got those bullets though. Our cats love playing with those bullets, don't they?
Yeah.
They like destroying them.
Yep, they do. So I will put them in the packet. I will try to remember that.
So why don't you go ahead and give me a couple tips on things that you think I could do to help me lose weight and, become healthy?
One is do a couple laps around the house, about 5, and do some jumping jacks, maybe some crunches, flamingos.
What are flamingos?
Flamingos is when you hold your leg first left and then right, and do it about 10, maybe more.
All right. Well, any other tips you think you got?
One is to do some butterflies. Butterflies is like you do a crisscross and then you kind of wave them up and down. That kind of gets the muscles going on your legs.
I remember doing those when I was in elementary school. I forgot all about them, but I remember them.
Just maybe play tag, sharks and minnows. Like, play a couple games.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and giving me some of your advice. I'll make sure to do it. I don't know if I'll be able to do a lot of laps around the house because
just 5.
I don't like running.
Just 5, like jog.
Just 5? All right.
Also, just jog.
All right, we'll give it a shot. Well, Wyatt, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye, buddy.
Goodbye. Maybe go on Apple. Give us a review. Goodbye.
And now I have an extra special guest. I've got Reese. Reese, why don't you say hi?
Hi.
And how old are you, bud?
6 years old.
6 years old. What grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
Kindergarten. And what is your favorite thing to do at school?
Play games on my computer. It'd be so fun.
Playing games on your computer, it's fun. Reese, why don't you tell me your favorite thing to do with me now that I'm trying to get healthy? I'm trying to lose my fat belly.
I want to do some running, do some exercising things outside, and I want to run and doing jumping jacks and eat healthy food.
Ooh, eating healthy food is a good one. What is one thing that we do together when we exercise?
Doing push-ups and a lot of things as exercise.
Yep, push-ups. Remember when we did that push-up challenge? That was fun.
I can do push-ups.
And what about when I lift you up, when I use you like a weight?
Dad lays down on his bed and he pushes me up and back down.
Yep.
Like a little heavy thing.
Yeah.
Use this little thing. There's 2 big heavy things. You push it back up and down, up, back, like Lena, like push it on up and down, up and down.
It's fun, right?
Yeah. I use it like on my computer. It feels like I'm like doing computer stuff like Daddy.
Oh, when you're on your computer at school, it feels like you're doing stuff like me?
Yeah, like this.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Now, thanks for coming on, buddy. I appreciate you coming on to my podcast.
I have one more thing.
You got one more thing? Or tell me.
Subscribe and press the like button. I'll watch more Luke's Loses.
Thanks, buddy.
And that like button.
Yeah. All right, buddy. I love you.
Love you too, Daddy.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Bye.
So this episode was really fun to make. I had a lot of fun just chatting with the boys. I was really excited to talk to them, especially Jack, because the questions I asked him, I know that there's other parents out there that haven't really started their weight loss journey yet. And for me, I didn't really realize how much it affected the kids. So I hope this episode will show some people that the kids do see these things and they know all of it, and they just want us to be happy and healthy. So that is all that I have for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a rating and a review over at Apple Podcast. You don't have to have an Apple product to leave a review. I signed up with just my Gmail account. So just so you know. Don't forget to check out my website, www.lukelosespodcast.com. Thanks again to Jake Simmons and the Little Ghosts for letting me use their music. Check them out on Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube. I will link all their stuff in the description of this episode. So that is that. As always, stay positive, do the work, trust the process, and I will see you Friday for my weigh-in.